Hey you, yes you, are you listening? It's Brooke Seslack with you right now. If you're watching the live, make sure you comment live below, and if you're watching the replay, make sure you let me know in the comments by putting hashtag replay or nice to see you, Brooke. So I'm just letting you know I have some notes here and there because it's like I'm on the news tonight talking to you. So some of you might find this a little bit boring because you don't care about your health, but it's super important what I'm going to talk to you guys about tonight, and I just think everybody should know about this. So what I've been saying for the last year and a half is finally being talked about in the news, and more people are hearing it out, finally. So today I actually read two articles, and I'm going to break it down. I summarized them, so I will read you the most important parts that stuck out to me. Hey Val. And what I've been talking about for the last year and a half that not a lot of people are listening to but are finally hearing out because of the news now is that I was telling everyone, you don't know what's in your water. That yes, you might think it's clean, it might be clean when it leaves the water treatment plant, but what happens when it goes through the pipes after that into your home? That's what we're talking about now. So I'm going to read my summarizations of the CTV and the Global News articles that I read, so the two articles, and I will link them in the comments below. So let's start with the CTVs. The headline, "This is not a joke. High levels of lead found in water at Canadian daycares and schools. A new study has found that some Canadian cities have higher levels of lead in their drinking water than Flint, Michigan." If you guys don't know what's been going on in Flint for the past bunch of years, you need to Google that and read about it. It is super sad, and I didn't realize that Canada was just as bad, or in some places even worse. So it goes on to say researchers recorded lead levels above the national safety directives, including at some schools and daycares. About 1/3 of tests exceeded the Canadian guidelines of 5 parts per billion, with some of the highest levels recorded in Montreal, Regina, and Prince Rupert. So prolonged exposure to high amounts of lead over months or years can result in lead poisoning, which can cause serious health effects, particularly in young children. So you might not care what's going in your body, but I sure hope you care about what's going in your kid's body. That's just me. So in Canada, there is no national mandate to test drinking water. Wow. And agencies that conduct tests have no obligation to inform the residents. And bottled water is also not a regulated industry, but that's a story for another day. So it continues to say provinces set their own rules for water testing and lead pipe replacement. In BC, where Prince Rupert recorded levels of 15.6 parts per billion, the level that is like maxed out in the Canadian regulations or whatever is 5, and Prince Rupert is 15.6. So where Prince Rupert recorded lead levels of 15.6 parts per billion, municipalities are not required to test the tap water. So if the water in your home comes from lead pipes, it's your responsibility to replace them, and that can cost anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000, said a man who had to replace them himself. So as Flint's pipes degraded, back to what's going on in Flint, and apparently Canadian water is testing for similar or worse. In Flint, as they degraded more, the water was turning brown, which was because of the iron breaking down. So you also don't want iron in your water. And although the iron was repulsive and alarming, in fact, the most dangerous thing in their water was the lead, which is not visible. So the brown is the iron, but the lead is not visible to the eye, so you don't even know if you're drinking it. So it continues to say, although lead poisoning affects young children and people who are pregnant the most, this new study about Canada's drinking water has frightening implications for the entire population. Men can experience more hypertension, and older women may have a higher risk of Alzheimer's as if they contract lead poisoning. It is a neurotoxin, and it can affect us all. So that was CTV's summarization that I did. And here's Global News's, and then we'll get to where I have a solution for you after. So Global News, hundreds of thousands of Canadians could be consuming tap water laced with high levels of lead leaching from aging infrastructure and plumbing coming from, this is a large collection of newly released data and documents being revealed now. While the water generally contains no lead when it leaves the treatment plants, the main sources of contamination are the lead service lines and the pipes that connect the homes and apartment buildings with 8 dwellings or less to the water mains, as well as plumbing fixtures that contain lead and lead solder. So that is what I've been saying for the last year and a half is, yes, the treatment plant, it might be clean when it's done there and they do their tests, or as clean as they can get it, but you don't know how contaminated it gets. By the time it gets to your tap, you cook with it, you eat that food, and you drink that water. So the next part in the Global News article is many cities said that some of the hundreds of thousands of lead pipes underground would not likely be replaced for decades. In addition, the cities also said it was difficult to coordinate replacements since they would require property owners to pay for changing lead pipes on the private side of the property line. So if you want your lead pipes changed on your side of the line, you pay for it. Like that guy said, when he did it, it was $5,000 to $10,000. So the journalist collected test results that measured lead content in tap water in 11 cities out of 12,000 tests conducted by cities since 2014. 1/3, which is 33%, exceeded the national safety guideline of 5 parts per billion. That's an insane amount. With the help of residents who volunteered to take part, the journalists collected water samples from 260 older homes across the country. The results showed 39% of samples had lead levels that exceeded the current Health Canada guidelines of 5 parts per billion. You guys, this is serious. So test results from samples taken in cities including Montreal, Regina, Saskatoon, Moose Jaw, and Prince Rupert in BC, for example, showed lead levels comparable to or even beyond those of U.S. cities that have made international headlines for tainted water. You guys, I knew it was bad, but I didn't know it was this bad. And this is actually scary. As I continue to go on, there's only one page left here. It talks about the health issues that can come from this. So high municipal lead measurements were registered in Saskatchewan and Alberta, where there's no mandatory public posting of lead test results. 30% of Edmonton lead tests show exceedances of the federal guideline, including a result of 428 parts per billion in 2017. 86 times the federal guideline. So in Moose Jaw, Regina, and Saskatoon, homes fed by the municipal lead service lines averaged 22 parts per billion between 2013 and 2018, which is still 4 times the national guideline. So that's like right here at home. In Ontario, government data posted online showing 919 lead exceedances of the federal guideline of 5 parts per billion in lead tests at tap water over the past 2 years. So Ontario having trouble too. Prince Rupert, BC, 21 out of 25 homes exceeded the Health Canada guidelines for lead, including residents who said they used the water for drinking and cooking, and results were as high as 70 parts per billion. And remember, what it should be at is 5 or lower, and this was at 70. So Health Canada and the World Health Organization agree there is no safe level of lead, but all of these tests are showing lead everywhere. In Canada, it has been banned in paint and gasoline, tin cans, and toys, but it's in your drinking water. Today, drinking water and food are the leading source of lead for Canadians. How does that make you feel, you guys? If you can't believe this, if you're shocked, if it's blowing your mind, hit the little wow emoji or the like or the heart or whatever, but the wow, because that was me this morning when this suggested article showed up on my internet. I was just like, is this for real? This is what I've been talking about for a year and a half, and finally people are hearing it now. So imagine drinking water through a 30-foot long lead straw. That's what this is like. A 30-foot long lead straw. Yeah, hit that wow button because that's what's happening. So sometimes the water that comes through is okay, but every now and then a chunk of lead falls off the pipes into the water. If it's the water you use for cooking or drinking, it can have real serious health consequences. Experts call threats from lead exposure a simmering public health crisis. A single glass of water highly tainted with lead can elevate a child's blood lead level to require hospitalization. What the? Can't say it on here. Oh my gosh. Health Canada noted that reduction in IQ can occur even at concentrations as low as 5 parts per billion. As low as 5, but everything else is like 86 times that, 5 times that, 4 times that, higher than some of the Flint, which, like I said, if you don't know what's going on in Flint or has been going on for years, Google that, because that is something I'm super passionate about. The article continues to say, at high levels of exposure, lead can damage the prefrontal cortex, contribute to antisocial behavior and behavioral problems in children. Okay. Cause prenatal growth abnormalities and is an established risk factor for hypertension, chronic kidney disease, and tremors in adults. We wonder why so many people have so many more conditions than what I remember and what I hear, like my grandparents' generation of them going through. We wonder why everyone is sick these days. So in closing, it says more than 400,000 deaths are attributed to lead exposure from all sources every year in the US. So people are dying from it in the US. Don't think they're not dying from it in Canada. The last paragraph here, lead has been linked to not only IQ deficits in children, but spontaneous abortion and miscarriage in women, preterm birth in women, hypertension in adults, premature deaths from cardiovascular disease in adults. Those are the 2 articles that I summarized that I read earlier today, and I hope you're just in shock as much as I am. So like I said, hit the wow emoji. Let me know how you're feeling about this. Did you read this today? Is this the first time you're hearing about it? Let me know in the comments. So what are you going to do about this? Are you going to keep drinking this water, just hoping that your body doesn't get affected by it everywhere you go? You don't know. If you're staying in a hotel, if you're staying at a friend's house, you're drinking their tap water. You don't know. Are you going to pay thousands of dollars for your pipes to be replaced? You could do that. You could drink bottled water filled with microplastics and other toxins, which is a story for another day because, like I said earlier, it is not a regulated industry, and I can't even go off on it right now because I will talk all night. So what are you going to do? Or you could do what I use, which it's a choice, because you know what? The government doesn't always take care of us. I don't expect them to, but some people do. Anyways, the government is not going to take care of us all the time, so we've got to take care of ourselves. Here is what I use. A water purification bottle, and to me, it is the only way I know 100% sure that my water is safe everywhere I go. Whether it's out of my own tap, out of a friend's tap, hotels, traveling. I don't drink bottled water, and it's very expensive everywhere you go anyways. Like let alone $2 at a restaurant. It's like $5 at the airport. Blah, blah, blah. You can take this to the airport. You can travel with it. You can take it everywhere. You can take it in the restaurants. They fill it up. No matter where you go, you don't got to worry about it. And here's why you don't got to worry about it. Little sheet here. Never buy water again, like bottled water and the big blue jugs. So it's safe to drink water from any fresh water source. That could be taps, lakes, rivers, sloughs, ponds, streams. It's great for everyday life. I drink out of this every single day. I've only replaced the filter. This is my second filter in a year and a half. If you're drinking more dirtier water though, like dirt and stuff out of lakes, you'd probably want to do it much sooner and more often. It's great for traveling, everyday life, hunting, boating, fishing, camping, and boiling water advisories. Where I grew up, there was a lot of boiling water advisories, and this is very sad, a lot of reserves do not have clean drinking water, let alone all this lead in our pipes in the cities and the towns. But reserves can't even drink their tap water either usually. So this is great because you can safely drink wherever there's a boiling water advisory. I don't even know if I could count, probably almost every town I've lived in, which is maybe 10 or a little less, has had a boiling water advisory. You don't have to do that because you can drink through this and it's safe. Also, Tegan was researching before I did this video, you can't boil the lead water because you're going to evaporate some of the water and you're just concentrating the lead even more. So that's not good either. Next, it filters out much more, which I'll go over some of it in this chart, and it replaces 450 bottles, which is about $900 worth of plastic bottles. So you're gonna save the environment too. I did a little bit of math. In my town where I live, we could save a lot of plastic bottles from being made, wasted, and in the landfill. So my town alone, if we each just had one filter, not counting after you replace it over the years, in my small town, we would save 1.35 million plastic bottles if each person just had one filter. In Saskatoon, we would save 123,750,000 plastic bottles if each one person in Saskatoon had one of these. And in Calgary, 598,500,000. That is way over 500 million plastic bottles if each one person just had this. If everyone had one of these, we would be saving so much more of the environment, drinking way cleaner water, and being a lot healthier. So as it goes on, like I said, it's more affordable compared to bottled water, let alone way more safer. And it's awesome because it's portable, so you don't have to filter water at your house and then pack it up in another plastic milk jug or water bottle, which is just going to contaminate with more microplastics. Oh my God. Anyways, so this is just the easiest option in my opinion. Like I said, you can do whatever you want. So here's what this bottle filters out, which I've never seen another bottle do. It does all three areas: biological, chemical, and emerging contaminants. Most filters will only do one, if two of them. So here's the chart. If anybody wants this, I will send it to you. Just either put that in the comments or message me, say, can you please just send me that chart? No problem. So it takes out microbial, which is bacteria, virus, and parasite, over 99.99999% of the bacteria, 99.5 virus, and 99.997 of the parasite. So anyways, those can cause gastroenteric diseases. Emerging contaminants are things like ibuprofen, naproxen, estrone, bisphenol A, and there's a bunch of other ones, and it takes out most of that, which can lead to kidney disorders or an endocrine disruptor, reproductive system damage, and cancer. So there's so many people who are infertile these days, and those emerging contaminants can lead to that. So that's just what this chart is saying there. Chemicals: chlorine, fluoride, benzene, styrene, and isopropyl benzene, which can all lead to eye and nose irritation, stomach discomfort, brain and thyroid disorders, cancer, leukemia, and anemia. So if you're letting those chemicals in your body, you need this to take it out. Pesticides. I think some of these run farms that I know about. For DDT, cancer and reproductive damage, aldrin, endosuflon, sulfon, and lindane, which can lead to cancer, reproductive damage, liver, and kidney damage, and nervous system damage. So again, you want to remove that. Here you go. Heavy metals. This is where we're talking about today on these news articles. Heavy metals: lead, copper, mercury, arsenic, chromium. Heavy metals, you guys. So kidney, nervous system, gastroenteric disease, skin, nervous system again, liver, and circulatory system disorders. All of these things can be in your water and you're drinking it. Is this not shocking you? And last on here is the trihalomethanes, which are just some big freaking words that I can barely pronounce. Bromodichloromethane, bromoform, chloroform, oh my God, that can be in your water, and chlorodibromomethane. Anyway, muscle and nervous system damage. That is all of the things that this bottle removes that I've never seen any other bottle remove. So that is what I have for you on that. In closing, I will send anyone this sheet if they want it. Just message me and tell me you'd like to take a look and do your own research. And if you want this bottle, reach out to me. I'll hook you up. And I'll actually make you a deal too. I will give you 15% off if you buy 2 or more. Or like if you just want one, find a friend or a family member who also wants one, and then you'll both get the 15% off. So I'll do that for you. You just got to message me and say, hey, Brooke, wow, you did a freaking amazing job on that video, and I saw it. Just tell me that you saw the video, and I'll give you the 15% off if you buy 2 or more, okay? Whether that's you or you and a friend, you can mix and match, whatever you want. But let me know your thoughts below. How does this make you feel? I want to see your reactions. Hit the whatever it made you feel, the wow, the sad, the angry. It makes me freaking angry when I saw this pop up on my internet suggestions this morning. But you know what? I'm grateful it's being talked about now, because I've been talking about it for 1.5 years, and finally the news is talking about it, and this is what we need. We need conversation. So thank you so much, everyone, for watching and taking time out of your day. I really appreciate it, because you know what? Time is the only thing we can't get back in life. So I'm very glad that you spent a few minutes with me. Thank you so much. Much love. Talk soon. Bye.